At this point you can say consciousness and then leave open what you mean by consciousness. Consciousness. We don't really know what it is yet. It's probably still going to be explainable in terms of the neurons and brain chemistry and so on. As it does raise the dialogue to the extent that consciousness is now part of the game. Now part of the game. That still leaves open the question, well, what is consciousness? What is consciousness? You still then have the desire on the part of mainstream science to say, well, we will understand it eventually. It somehow it arises out of the brain, and as we do more brain studies, we'll know where it comes from, and don't worry too much about the metaphysical aspects of this, because we'll eventually bring it into the house of science. The house of science. I think that's not going to happen. I think that the house of science is going to have to expand to include consciousness at the topmost level as a source of everything. As a source of everything.
Not in a vague sense of, going and just sitting in a cave and meditating and hoping we'll get some inspiration about who we are, or the bigger picture of I am consciousness. That's all great. That's all great. Who am I uniquely different from someone else I know, from my brothers or sisters or parents or family or friends? Brothers or sisters or parents or family or friends. There is a calling that is not so hidden. We may have pushed it back out of our life because it's been devalued by others, but our calling is what we're interested in, basically, what we're called to do, what suits us in a deep way. In a deep way. But there is also a hidden calling beneath our relationships, beneath the work we do in the world. What we're here to do most fundamentally, and is different for different people. What we're here to do most fundamentally.
Part of the game. As a source of everything.
It's how it's applying all of this. I'm not saying that our choices are bad or that the way we've lived is bad. Everything we've done has served us to get to the point where we are right now, where we can look back and say, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? If the things that we've done in the past are working for us, let's do a lot of it. Let's do a lot of it. They're not working for us anymore. Let's stop and move forward. Move forward. 40, 50 years of textbooks are based in a story that is all tied up. It's neat and tidy. It's the way things have been taught. And my sense is that a generation of scientists will have to pass before this is broadly accepted in our academics and in the schools. We've got such brilliant minds on this planet. Allow them the possibility of exploring an idea that is outside the bounds of Darwinian theory. Just explore it. And see where it goes. See where it goes. But it all comes down to the way we think about ourselves. We're looking to science to validate who we are, and based on that validation, we're making the choices of our future, the choices of economics. Do we choose a kind of economics that is inclusive or that is exclusive to people? A global population. Do we share the disappearing resources? Do we share the technology? Do we share energy, the power grid? Do we create a global community? Or do we grab the pieces of the pie that we think are available for those that can, and for those that can't, they're on their own and they fend for themselves? These are the implications of the choices that are being made right now. The choices are being made through an incomplete, in my opinion, an incomplete understanding of who we are, our nature, and our relationship to the world.
As a source of everything.